Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I want to talk about your mindset. I feel like your mindset is your grind set. And whatever your mind is set on, that's going to be your grind. And I'm going to say this again. Whatever your mind is set on, that's going to be your grind. So to all my guys out there that's sending me comments about you got fired, stop worrying about a job that doesn't exist. And I'm going to say this again. If you got fired, that job no longer exists. So it doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter who was wrong. It doesn't matter who was right. At the end of the day, that job no longer exists. So if the job no longer exists, listen, it's in the past, and that means it's a closed chapter. Now, to everybody that has a job and you think the writing is on the wall, 9 out of 10, when the writing is on the wall, I will suggest at that time you pull out from your 401k. And I gotta say, in the age of social media, in the age of content creation, we have to stop thinking about retirement. Retirement is playing it safe. And I'm gonna say this again, retirement is literally playing it safe. When it's all said and done, if you feel the writing is on the wall, if you feel you're about to get fired, pull from your 401k. That money is money that you earn that you're not thinking about, but they have something called hardships. So at the end of the day, if you have, and most people with a job, they have fidelity, all you have to do is pull from a hardship. So before your boss call you in the office and say, hey, you're fired, you already took out 10,000. Before the boss say, hey, you're fired, you already took out 20K. When it's all said and done, don't let no man that's a manager play your face. And I'm gonna say this again, managers, they are not the bosses. They are just there. They're guard dogs. They are just there to watch. They are there to observe. When it's all said and done, never let a manager be the reason that you're stressed out. Never let a manager be the reason that you stop going to the gym. Never let HR be the reason that you stop going hard. And I'm gonna say this again, never let HR be the reason that you stop going hard. When it's all said and done, you guys have to understand, never let another man determine your fate. And I'm gonna say this again, never let a man determine your fate. On a 9 to 5, it's almost like high school. So if you got the biggest muscles, if you come through a 9 to 5 and you buff, and you just there for a period of time trying to get some money, put some money in your pockets, trying to get some money for investments. I don't know why people laugh at people with a 9 to 5, but legally, that's how you make your investments. And I'm gonna say this again, legally, that's how you make your investments. Even if you gotta work 2 jobs, at least guess what? One check, you get to stack, the other one, you get to live your life. But guess what? A 9 to 5, I think that's cool. But while you got your 9 to 5, I wanna talk about creating content. I feel like if you work a job for 5 years, 6 years, and you've been creating content for 6 years, guess what? You don't really care if you get fired. And I'm gonna say this again, you don't care if you get fired because you've been creating on your own. You've been running it up on your own. You've been doing your thing on your own. Listen, always have multiple streams of income. And a lot of people, they don't really talk about multiple streams of income. They just want to show you women in Colombia, women in Thailand, but nobody really talks about multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income, that is very important as a man, because if you have a 9 to 5, you got to think about it. That's just one stream of income. You probably was doing that for health benefits. Lord knows what you was doing it for. But when it's all said and done, if you had a 9 to 5 and your 9 to 5 ever try to play your face, listen, pull from your 401k. Don't let them play your face. No man alive should play your face or play in your face. And I'm going to say this again. HR is not your friend. HR, to make sure he drives his Ben, he will make sure that he sticks with management, protects management, and he is not your friend. So with that being said, you guys have to understand, go hard while you have a 9 to 5. Go to the gym while you have a 9 to 5. Create content while you have a 9 to 5. And when you have a 9 to 5, listen, you leave on your terms. And I'm going to say this again. The term of being fired is to make a person feel bad. It's to make you feel down and depressed. You've been fired. You haven't been fired. It was another corporation house, and they didn't want you there. You have to understand, when you have a 9 to 5, it's simple to understand that you are in another person's house. And I'm going to say this again. You are in another person's house. If you work for a mom and pop, if you work for a garage, and you actually see the owner on a daily basis, which most people don't see the owner on a daily basis, what happens is you are in another man's house. If you work for a woman and one day she doesn't like you and she fires you, you are in another woman's house. You have a female boss. It happens. But you guys have to understand, while you in another person's house, always be thankful that they gave you space. We're not ungrateful. We're just talking about really protecting yourself, because as a grown man, especially at the age of 40, nobody wants to give a 40-year-old man $1. They gonna look at you like you doing something wrong. You're 40, you don't got $100, like you only, nah. So when it's all said and done, a lot of you guys, when you're 20, the biggest myth is live fast, die young. What happens if God keeps you alive? What happens if you don't die young? What happens if you live to be 40? I'm here to tell you, at 40, nobody wants to give a 40-year-old man anything unless you're talking about how you represent the struggle. And I'm here to tell you, if you have muscles, there is no way that you can represent the struggle because you have muscles. A lot of people don't understand that, but the downfall of getting into politics is you can never have muscles. You can't look strong. Once you push the vision, you always got to look out of shape. You always got to look like a victim. That's how you get your donations, because you're out of shape. You see what I'm saying? That's how you get the donations. But when you're muscular, nobody's going to believe that you're going through it. Nobody's going to believe that your bank account is negative $22. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe you. So when it's all said and done, a lot of people are still in their 40s working a job. And I'm here to say you cannot get fired at 40. A lot of people 40, we really got to use this opportunity, boss up social media. We never had social media growing up, but there's no excuse. We have it now. And I'm going to say this again. Killing two birds with one stone. I'm getting crazy workout in, getting crazy cardio while doing this content. No excuses. You guys have to understand, I can make 1,000 excuses. I can say, I don't want to go up in the mountain. You feel me? I can say, I just want to chill. Look at this beauty. Woo! When it's all said and done, this is what happens when you don't make excuses. I told you guys, when you guys go hard, great things happen when you go hard. I walked past this view so many times. Look at this crazy view. And I'm going to say this again. Good things happen when you go hard. Just go hard. That's all you got to do, is go hard on the boulevard without a bodyguard all day, right down the hallway off of Broadway. You feel me? That's all you got to do. People want to make it seem like, how did you get successful? How do you become successful? It's easy. Put yourself in an area where you can actually expand and grow. That is it. A 9-to-5, they max pay is going to be $30, $40 an hour. Some of these 9-to-5s, I done talked to employees, they're not even giving people raises. But people, they are proud to say, I work at so-and-so. They are proud to say, I work at so-and-so. But they're not even getting raises. A lot of people get disrespected by pay. A lot of people get disrespected in life, and they cool with it just as long as they say, I could work for so-and-so, something that they don't own. You guys have to understand, a lot of dudes, they so happy to play the parfait. They so happy to play the parlay while eating a parfait, and they let their life pass them by, and then when they 45, their boss gonna say you fired because your health insurance benefits too high. Then when they 50, their boss gonna say they fired. Listen, when it's all said and done, we don't have to get fired anymore. We don't have to get terminated anymore. Those days are coming to an end. Living your life in fear off of a 9-to-5 due to management that's not even the owner of the company. A lot of managers, they can't even manage themselves outside of work. They can't even manage their family, but they're going to want to put fear in your life. They want to make sure that your kids don't eat. They want to make sure that your kids don't go to private school. They want to make sure that you live in fear every time they come around. They got you shook, made you look. They want you to be a slave to a page. They want you to be a slave to their page in their rhyme books. Shout out to Nas on that one. You feel me? They shooting, made you look. But with that being said, listen, these 9-to-5, these managers, they got to understand they can't stop the fitness. They got to understand today is a new day. This is a message to all you managers out there. You will not be able to stop us. You cannot cut us off financially in this life forever. You might do what you do and team up with HR, but HR can't stop the fitness. Management can't stop the fitness. May the powers combine, Captain Planet. I guarantee you, they can't stop the fitness. So all you guys out there getting fired, start doing your push-ups. Start doing your pull-ups. Start doing your dips. You feel me? Understand that people want to thrive off of fear and control, and somebody can stop you and they can mess up your finances. They feel like, oh, it's a game of battleship. We bombed this ship. We bombed them. Now he's about to sink. They don't care. They want your life to end like the Titanic, with opera music and everybody screaming. That's what they want. They don't teach you this in society. They don't teach you this in school, but this is the real world. They want you out here really hurting. They want you out here really going through it, financially starving, financially suffering. They want your bank account on negative 23 million. They don't care about you. You guys have to understand, but they can't stop the fitness. They can't stop you from getting this cardio. They can't stop you from pulling up. They can't stop you from getting these dips. They can't stop it. But see, management, they hope that while you're there at your 9 to 5, they stress you out to the point where you can't go to the gym. Then you start looking weak. And then you miss your time in content creation, because when you could have been a content creator, you wasn't working out. So you knew you didn't feel right because you gave all your energy to a 9 to 5. And look how your 9 to 5 played you. They knew that you came from afar. They knew you caught a flight to be with the company. They knew you left your city, and they still fired you. They playing in your face. They playing in your face. What you gonna do? You gonna create content, or you gonna drink every night? Because your managers teamed up with HR. They had a 20 verse 1, and it wasn't a dating show. And I'm gonna say this again. Your management, they teamed up with HR. They had a 20 verse 1, and it wasn't a dating show. They lied on you. They know they lied on you. They try to throw dirt on your name, but you got to understand, when they throw dirt on your name, you still going to grow. And I'm going to say this again. When they throw dirt on your name, you still going to grow. Stay ready. Stay on go. And I'm going to say this again. When they throw dirt on your name, understand you still ready. You still going to grow. Stay ready. Stay on go. Don't let no man play in your face. Imagine another man playing in your face because he feel he makes 6 figures. Who cares about his 6 figures? I don't care if they make a $500,000. Let no man play in your face even with $1 million. Let no man play in your face even with a bill. You feel me? They should sign a bill. Follow the wordplay. Let no man play in your face. When it's all said and done, if a man try to play in your face, it says a lot about him and nothing about you. And I'm going to say this again. If a man try to play in your face, it says a lot about him and his insecurities. Because you got to understand, when you come around looking like a silverback, when you come around looking like a gorilla, of course, they feel intimidated. It's not my fault. Oh, it ain't my fault. Did I do that? It ain't my fault. Did I do that? Oh, it ain't my fault. Did I do that? When you come around with muscles, everybody want to cut their chick. They boxing out. When I come in the grocery store, I got dudes boxing out. They boxing me out. I'm getting boxed out of society. Come on, man. They do not want, guys, when I step in the building, they do not want their women to see me. These dudes are literally boxing out. Bill Cartwright, they are boxing out. Dennis Rodman, they are boxing out. With black fingernails, Dennis Rodman, they are boxing out. You feel me? They are boxing out. They like, we can't let our women see greatness. They know you greatness. That's why they hating on you. You guys have to understand. You got to be greater than a hater. And I'm going to say this again. You literally, in this lifetime, have to be greater than a hater. That's the only way to go up, like an elevator. You got to be greater than a hater. Let it breathe.